good morning for me. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this, as my husband always says. It is Monday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I might celebrate it by getting something in the Mexican realm for food today, but I am going to head into the parks. Not Epic, just either Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios. My flight is not until 6:40 tonight, so I'm not leaving for the airport until around 4:30. So I'm gonna go in, get a few hours in the parks. I'm by myself today. There is one other agent who I think she's not leaving until like 2 or 3. We didn't really make plans to meet up. So I think I'm just gonna have like a solo day, which is literally I have never done before. So that'll be interesting. I know lots of people do it, and it's just I've never done it. So I am checking out of my room, got all my stuff packed up. I'm gonna leave it with Bell Services, and then come back and change. Try to freshen up a little bit after being sweaty, and then heading to the airport. So yeah, so come along with me. Let's see what I can do. I had thought about rope dropping Hagrid's. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna truly rope drop at this point. Early resort entry for resort guests starts in 25 minutes. I don't know that I'm gonna make that, but I might try, because it's just me, and I don't really have any other plans, and I would really love to ride Hagrid's. So if I wait, I wait. I can entertain myself, make friends with the people in line, and post some social media stuff. But so yeah, let's see what I can get into. All right, well, I am not quite as late as I thought I would be. It's 8:09. I was really quick to drop off my bags. There wasn't anybody waiting for that. And there was a bus right when I walked up. It waited for a few more minutes to get some more passengers, but the Universal resorts are pretty close to the main parks. Now that is not the case with Epic Universe. The bus trip to Epic Universe, I would, consider like Animal Kingdom Lodge to Magic Kingdom almost. Maybe not quite to that extent, but pretty close. So it's a quick bus trip. So the park's only been open to resort guests for 10 minutes. So we'll see what the wait for Hagrid's is like. I'm kind of curious what it's gonna look like. But we'll see. As I'm walking over, there's like not too many people. Here, I'll flip it so you can see. So, there's a decent crowd. Not sure how many of these people are resort guests or people just trying to get an early start that aren't resort guests. But it's also a Monday during the school year. So I'm not sure how busy it's going to be just in general. I have seen a couple school groups. There was a big group right when I got off the bus. They were congregating, probably waiting to get everybody together. I saw a couple kids in band uniforms at the resort, so they might be doing a performance at some point. So that could impact crowd levels, but it'll definitely be interesting to see what the crowd levels are like just in general. So I'm headed to the entrance for Islands of Adventure. All right, so when using early park admission, Islands of Adventure is really the only park that does early admission. Universal Studios really doesn't. So in doing it, you go to the right, and then you have to show your room key. So you show your key showing that you are a resort guest. Similar to Disney in that they scan your magic band to I have to be honest, not that I am condoning this. I mean, it's got the dates on there. I don't know how closely they look. I am not saying that you should use an old room key. But I wouldn't be surprised if people have gotten away with that. But they could always check, so it would be a risk. Ooh, ducks. All right. So, cutting through Seuss Landing, and you can either go towards Velosicoaster or Hagrid's. Most people, in my experience, go to Hagrid's because it doesn't have Express Pass. Velocicoaster does. All right, it's getting kind of crowded. I'm gonna stop. We'll pick this back up later. Okay, so I am in, I think it's the Lost Continent. I think that's what it's called. It is what's just before the Wizarding World. And they had a line starts here, so I jumped in. The app currently says Hagrid's is a 60-minute wait, which isn't too bad. It is 8. I stepped in at 8:19. So we'll see how long it takes. If it's an hour, that's totally reasonable. This wait can, upwards of 120 minutes on a regular day and kind of stay there. So 60 minutes is totally doable, and I'm hoping that in my experience, the wait times are a little inflated first thing in the morning. They kind of put it up to where they expect it to be and then leave it there. So we'll see. It could be 60 minutes, it could be more than 60 minutes, but I have to put my stuff in a locker, so I won't be able to keep you with me. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated after the end. All right. Well, that took a turn. So last I saw you, I was getting in line for Hagrid's. It was about 8:20. The wait said 60 minutes. I waited. I had to stop and use the locker, put my stuff in the locker. I waited like an hour and 10 minutes. So, but factoring in that I had to stop and use the locker, maybe that took 5 minutes. So we'll call it an hour and 10 minutes, which is pretty close. I'm not gonna, get picky over a 10-minute difference in wait. But then about halfway through the ride, it broke down. So I was just evac'd off of Hagrid's. We were waiting there for about 30 minutes, maybe. And then they, at first there was the usual, please remain seated, the ride could start at any moment type of thing. And then it got to, they said, we've had to postpone our magical creatures lesson, and the staff members were coming. So they came, got us out, and then we got to walk through. Didn't get anything super behind the scenesy because they're just, the spot where we were wasn't much. I was able to get a selfie with Fluffy, the 3-headed dog, which that not many people do because you fly by it on the ride. So there's that. But yeah, so they did give me 2 express passes that I can use on anything. So I will try to come back to Hagrid's to give it another shot. Obviously, it's still delayed right now, so I'll give it a couple hours and see what where it's at. and then I might use the other one on Velocicoaster. So we'll just see what happens. I think now I might go get a snack. I'm kind of craving like maybe a pumpkin pasty or something. Okay, so I decided to hold off on a snack and instead go do Velocicoaster now and then have a snack. Eating and then getting on one of the most intense roller coasters I've ever been on. Not such a good idea. So I'm headed over there now, and then I'll get something to eat, and it's going overhead. Okay, so I got off of Velocicoaster. That is a rush, man. I rode with another single rider because it was just me, a mom who is local. She said she just dropped off her kids and went to decided to go to Universal, and she was riding all the rides. Her kids were too little, and I was like, you go, mom. We need this time. I miss my kids obviously, but it's nice to just do what you want to do, you know? Have to worry about the kids wanting to ride certain things, wanting a snack, eat what you want, when you want, ride what you want, when you want. But I'll be glad to be home and give them snuggles later. Right now I was considering the raptor encounter, but I don't know if I want to wait. I think I might head and get something to eat because I'm a little hungry. I'm not sure what. It's tempting to go back to Wizarding World and get fish and chips again, but I feel like I should get something different. So I'm gonna look at the app and see what I'm in the mood for. Okay, so I decided to get something different. I went to the Fire Eaters Grill, which has like pita and like gyro. So I got the traditional gyro, and it could come with side fries or hummus, and I just went with the hummus because I'm not that hungry, I just knew I wasn't gonna eat all the fries. And it's a pretty healthy portion of hummus and carrots and celery. So it's like a big can of hummus. Not bad. Basic hummus. This is not gonna work. I'm gonna need 2 hands. Well, that was a yummy lunch. I was really, I was a little like unsure about it because the gyro was like rectangular pieces. You could tell was not like freshly shaved off of, the way like the gyro is supposed to be. But it tasted good. The tzatziki sauce was good. There's plenty of it. The hummus was good. So yeah, it was a nice light, not too heavy lunch. So now I'm heading back to Hogwarts is back up, or not Hogwarts, Hagrid's is back up. So I am heading back into the Wizarding World, and I'm gonna see about maybe getting on Hagrid's again. I just love this area. It's so cool. All right, success. Got to all the way through. No problems. It's such a good ride. I had forgotten about the backwards part, so it's great. So highly recommend. It's up to an 80-minute wait. Let's see, it's been 20 minutes since I got in line, so between waiting and riding and then taking the time to get my stuff out of my locker, it's only 20 minutes. But I of course went through the express line, which it does not have express, so that's not something many people do. So once I was merged with the regular line, or I merged with the regular line like right away, like I didn't have to to wait at all. So it was very quick. So now I'm just kind of wandering, and I'll see what I can get into. All right, got my frozen butterbeer. Very refreshing on this hot, hot day. Bumped into the other Asian who has a later flight today. She's just going around getting some content. I honestly might just like roam around for a couple of hours. I have like, there's so much like cool stuff, you know, like this, but I just have never really taken the time to look at. So I think I might just roam the Wizarding World and take the Hogwarts Express maybe over to the to Diagon Alley and roam there, and then head back, because I'm not there's not really any rides that I'm really like desperate to ride at this point. I got in the two that I really love, and I think that'll do it for me, but we'll see. Well, I am back in London, not back for today, but back for the weekend. I came on the Hogwarts Express, as you saw, and it takes you to King's Cross Station. Oh, that's the, I don't think I've ever noticed that sign before. That's the tickets, like the destination board changing. Maybe I just never went under it and was making all that noise before. Okay, when that happens, you can like feel the heat. That is 1:30, so it might be on the half hour.
Puppeteers, constantly looking to perfect our artistry.
We certainly don't do it for the money.
Absolutely not. We do not accept payment. This is about art. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wizarding World is filled with tales of courage, friendship, hope, and explosion! What? Oh, I meant love. And some of the most famous of those tales come from a man who lived over 500 years ago.
His name was People of Art. He had one of the most luxurious beards.
Samuel! I hardly think that they care about his beard.
Treacherous, fast, but people learned that it's magical. They simply waved their wands and made a bridge.
Before they could cross, however, they found that path blocked by a hooded figure. It was death, and he felt cheated because travelers usually drowned in the river, but death was coming. He pretended to congratulate the three brothers upon their magic, and said that each had earned a prize for having been clever enough to evade him.
Where he sought out a wizard with whom he had once quarreled. Naturally, with the Elder Wand as his weapon, he could not fail to win the duel that followed. Leaving his enemy upon the floor, the oldest brother proceeded to an inn, where he boasted loudly of the powerful wand he had snatched from death himself, and how it made him invincible. But that very night, another was crept upon the oldest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wizarding World is filled with tales of courage,
friendship, hope, and
Harry Potter fans will know what number 12 Grimald Place is. And every so often, Creature makes an appearance. Oh, there he is. I think I'm gonna head out. I wanted to get the Harry Potter, the tank top with the Dumbledore quote on it, with the Epic Universe Preview Center. I was walking along and I saw they announced it was going to be starting soon, and there was like hardly anybody like waiting for it. So I was like, oh, is this going to be like kind of, you know, not that great? And it was good. There was definitely people like kind of stopped, you know, once it started. So this is not like Disney where people are like staking spots out, you know, like an hour before. You can definitely just kind of go about your business and then be in the area when, you know, when it starts. I know the view from my filming wasn't that great, but I chose to stand in the shade instead of the blazing sun. So there was a walkway between me that was right outside the Universal Studios store. So it like I had the air conditioning from the store blowing on me and I was in the shade. So I much preferred that to something else. Well, got my tank top, and now I'm headed to the buses so I can freshen up a bit, change my clothes, and wait for my driver. So I think this is probably going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed my little weekend getaway to Universal. I hope I did okay. My first time solo vlogging. It's definitely an adventure, but I had a good time. Thanks for watching.
If you liked the video, click the like button and subscribe to our channel.
To be notified when we upload our next video, hit the bell icon.